There are now 4 Captain America films, as you can see. The first 3 with Steve Rogers as the captain, and now it's the first outing for Sam Wilson to don the mantle. At least Anthony Mackie now has some smack talk for Tom Holland.
I need to watch this movie.
You haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming? I haven't seen the Falcon. Oh no, there isn't one. Sorry.
Now, full disclosure, Captain America Winter Soldier is one of my favourite Marvel films. This is because the action scenes were expertly choreographed. Just look at Bucky in action. See, Bucky is a force to be reckoned with. The Russo brothers were not fucking around when they put this film together. And then in the Civil War. Marvel when it was decent. Now let's look at Captain America 4 Brave New World.
Not that hard. I heard your rib go. You need a minute?
Nope, let's get this over with.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe has always had a knack for weaving social commentary into its superhero narratives, and Captain America 4 Brave New World is no exception. The film tackles contemporary issues such as political corruption, the rise of authoritarianism, and the struggle for justice in an increasingly divided world. By examining the nuanced interplay between characters and their respective ideologies, the movie manages to shed light on the complex nature of power and responsibility in the most boring way. The film clearly wants to say something about, well, something. It throws around buzzwords like global security, moral ambiguity, and the cost of freedom, but never really commits to any of them. It's like a political science student who skimmed Wikipedia and now thinks they're an expert. The social commentary feels surface level and ultimately falls flat. Also, the film underwent significant reshoots and rewrites, which is sadly not uncommon in the MCU post-Endgame, but the scale of these changes was notably extensive. Red flags all around. The title was changed from New World Order to Brave New World to avoid associations with harmful conspiracy theories. The inclusion of the character Sabra, an Israeli heroine, raised concerns due to her ties to controversial real-life events. Yeah, they didn't really think that one through. Marvel then decided to take a new approach to the character. As a result, she's now referred to as Ruth Bat Serra, a Russian assassin who is also trained in the Red Room. There were reports of an unenthusiastic test screenings and behind-the-scenes challenges that necessitated the reshoot. This included adding new characters such as Sidewinder and enhancing action sequences. The reshoots caused delays in the film's release, pushing it from a mid-2024 debut to February 2025. There you go, all the makings of a classic film right. The film is going to be great. Let's get back to it. Now, the cinematography, it exists. There are shots. They are visible. Look, I'm not expecting Kubrick, but the visual language of this film is about as exciting as a beige wall. Everything is muted. The action is often confusingly edited and the CGI is poor, very poor. Let's just say Marvel really didn't give two shits about it. I can't see that changing anytime soon with the upcoming films. I just want to come back to the Celestials. It's funny to me how they are only now acknowledging that it's there, seeing as it's hard to miss. It baffles me that it has taken 8 films to be acknowledged, but again, we'll come back to that later. Now with the score, to me it's just a generic superhero movie soundtrack number 47. It swells when it's supposed to, quiets down when it's supposed to, and is utterly forgettable the moment the credits roll. It's the Marvel equivalent of elevator music, just stimulating enough to get you to the next floor. So what is this film about? Fair warning, I may cover spoilers, so you've been warned, and if you're precious about the film, now is the time for you to click off until you've seen it for yourself. Okay, so here we go. So Sam Wilson, bless the man, is now officially Captain America, because why not? Apparently, all it takes is a shield and a can-do attitude. Then you have Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who is now the president, because of course he is. because what the world needs is a guy who used to chase the Hulk around, now in charge of nuclear codes. And just in case you needed reminding, it was this guy. Remember him from Incredible Hulk and Captain America Civil War? The great actor William Hurt? Unfortunately, he passed away. Rest in peace, dude. So he was replaced with Harrison Ford, a classic Marvel recasting, unless your name is Chadwick Boseman. The film also tries to cleverly acknowledge the recasting, but it's weak.
Thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
So naturally, there's an international incident because what's a superhero movie without some global scale drama? Apparently, the US and Japan have discovered adamantium. Yes, that adamantium, the most indestructible alloy in the Marvel Universe, which is also virtually unbreakable and is most famously associated with Wolverine Skeleton. Slight little nod to the X-Men there. Then there's the objective of ensuring a treaty between Japan and America is passed, so that the alloy is shared peacefully among the two nations, but naturally conflict disrupts that to aid the runtime of the film. Sam gets to unravel a conspiracy of preventing the signing of the treaty, which in superhero terms means he'll be throwing his shield at things, trying to make it look as good as when Steve did it. Expect lots of double crossing, shadowy figures, and plot twists that you'll see coming a mile away. Harrison Ford is now playing the president, replacing this guy, remember, Keep Up, which is great because he always brings a wonderful amount of get off my lawn energy to any role. And now for added excitement, he becomes the Red Hulk. This is not a spoiler, by the way, since they have played it in every trailer over and over again. Now, the main antagonist is this guy. Remember him? I guess you don't, because he's from the 2008 film Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton playing Bruce Banner, where he looked like this. But anyway, now he's the leader. So just to clear up the confusion, this film is a sequel to this film, but takes place straight after this show. But the main antagonist's motivations are from the events of this film, back when the MCU was finding its flow. Again, does that make sense? And then just because things aren't interesting enough, they bring in another character, Sidewinder, to play some throwaway role who does bad things to show how bad he is because reasons. In short, Captain America Brave New World is shaping up to be a thrilling ride of political intrigue, superheroic, and the ever-present question of how did we get here? Fuck man, do you remember when these films were actually exciting? Now shit's about to go down. Firstly, let's talk about the plot holes. There are several moments in the film where the narrative seems to defy common sense. For instance, the leader has been working for President Ross for years, and now all of a sudden he's realised that he's being used and then decides to create a convoluted set of events to cause a war to make the world see the president for who he really is. I'm sure there's an easier way to do that, but I digress. Next, the Celestial sticking out of the Indian Ocean from the Eternals film, which came out in 2021, and since then there's been all these films, but it's only just now that they're noticing it and have decided to address it in this film. So in none of the other films, you're telling me that no one saw this big head and hand sticking out of the earth, which was clearly visible from space. Alright then, Sam Wilson, aka X-Falcon, aka New Captain America, a critical point to note is the main difference between him and Steve Rogers, apart from the fact that he's black, is that he has not, and I repeat, not taken any super soldier serum to make him super strong, so he is 100% human, 100% mortal, with the average strength and endurance of an athlete and nothing more. But there are still times in this film when I'm convinced that he has really taken super serum, like when I see nonsense like this. See there? He fully takes a 6-inch blade to the chest like it's nothing, and then on top of that he gets an axe in the stomach and he's not even phased. But wait, there's more tomfoolery. He is able to go toe to toe with the Red Hulk because he has new wings made by Stark Industries from vibranium sourced from Wakanda, and he's got an Ant-Man style helmet. So with all this new tech, he's able to withstand all of these blows from the Hulk. Like, really? Really? No, you chatting shit. And then there's one scene, like this one. Sorry, his head should have been crushed like a Maltese. Let's just remember, this is the guy that has claimed that he is not taking any super soldier serum. Like, are you sure, bro? Like, you're not coming across as someone that isn't enhanced. Then there's this one, and I bet she's a lovely person, so I've got nothing bad to say about her performance. It was fine for the role, but her character added nothing to the film. She could totally be left out of the film and it wouldn't make a difference. She's like 4 foot tall, no discriminations, but can someone tell me how she can physically take on multiple trained male soldiers who all weigh more than 200 pounds? Like, how? Look, it's not about strength, it's about ratio, and someone of her size should not be able to do what she does to the men that are twice her size. In conclusion, Captain America 4 Brave New World is a film that is a mess. There are no redeeming factors, it offers nothing compelling on social commentary, bland cinematography, and a boring score. It suffers from logical inconsistencies and moments that defy physics and common sense. What was more entertaining was watching Anthony Mackie scramble for words after he insulted America at that recent European press tour for the film.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy.
That was embarrassing. Ultimately, whether or not this movie is worth watching depends on what you're looking for. If you're a fan of the MCU and you've been happy with everything that Marvel have released since Endgame, A Brave New World is likely to entertain you. However, if you prefer a movie that is actually good, then it's not for you. And then there we go. That's me. I'm done. Now if you want to show some love, like, subscribe and all that madness there. Big respect if you do. And if you want to leave a comment down below, I'll leave one too. And until then, I bid you adieu.